Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This video, I wanted to talk about something called Wireshark, and if you're really Wireshark Pro, this video is probably not for you. But I wanted to do this video for all the beginners, especially for my channel, and I'm going to talk about why Wireshark is so important to kind of understand what it is and who should learn about Wireshark. And I'm gonna really give you really the beginners for Wireshark or Wireshark 101. I'll show you how to install it and show you the kind of different features and the idea that I have right now. I'll do the installation, review the primary interfaces, and we'll show you sample packet capture and do a very basic filtering that comes with the Wireshark. And in the following videos, we'll get into more advanced topics. So let's get started. So I'm in my virtual Windows machine and I just did a search for the Wireshark. And for this video, I'm going to use a Windows machine for the Wireshark installation. But Wireshark is supported in Mac and Linux as well. So you can download it really for any operating system. So for here, I'll just go to the downloads. That's where everything is going to start. And I'm going to use the stable release, and right now as of the recording it's a 3.6.0 is the latest stable release. I'm going to click on the Windows installer 64-bit. That's the latest Windows. Most Windows systems that are available today are 64-bit. So just get the one that you really need. If you're Mac, go for the Mac. If you have source code, if you maybe Linux machine, you can download the source code. For the Windows, my exe file is downloaded, and this installation is no different than any other installation. I'm gonna hit open file. Let's see if it opens up. It may take a minute right there. So now it's asking, going to the user access control. I'm gonna say yes, go ahead and install it. The installation wizard is gonna come up. I can close this. Uh, there we go, and stay with the installation wizard. And pretty much we're gonna go with the default options. Okay, agree to the license. Okay, and then here are the plugins, and you see the tools is automatically selected, and that one kind of was like great. So you definitely need all these kind of tools. Okay, uh, I recommend that you do not deselect anything in here. Okay, so you need the Wireshark, you need the T-Shark, and here the plugins and extension that Wireshark uses to do its magic. It's all kind of in here. Okay, so over here, even under tools, you have edit cap, text to pcap, merge cap, all kinds of cap in there. Okay, so you need some of those, or this Wireshark is going to use that one. So go with the default options, hit next. I would like a desktop icon and have this also checked, which is automatically going to associate Wireshark as the default program for many of the different packet types. Hit next. You can change the destination folder if you like. I'm going to go with the default one. Hit next. npcap, if you do not have that, uh, use that one. So what you really need, you either need a win pcap or npcap. So over here, if your system has crashed during Wireshark installation, you must run the command net stop npcap as administrator before upgrading npcap. Okay, so right now you don't have either npcap or winpcap. One of these is required for the Wireshark to work properly. Hit next. Then USB pcap is something that you can install. I'm just gonna choose that one. It's not 100% required, but I'm gonna use this one for now. So this is really for the USB traffic capture, like your mouse and stuff like that, and it's kind of experimental. So if you don't install it, it's okay. I'm just gonna select everything and go through the installation. Now, while it's getting installed, if you have not heard about Wireshark, Wireshark really is a great tool. And probably any network admin, if you talk to, they will probably tell you about the Wireshark, and it's one of the tools they use to capture traffic. All right, so come back to npcap. Here's license agreement. So go back down, okay, and say I agree, and then restrict encap drivers, access to admins only, support 802.11 traffic for wireless adapter. I'm gonna choose that. Install npcap in pcap API compatible mode. Why not? I'm gonna choose that one is again. This one, for security reason, you may wanna enable that one. For now, I'm gonna disable that one. I'm just gonna go with the installation. And as soon as the in pcap, which is coming from the in-map, another great security tool, we should have Wireshark that is up and running. So this setup was completed successfully. Hit next, and in pcap has been installed on your computer. Click finish to close the wizard. So let's just click finish this one. And this is the USB pickup, which is I said is experimental. You don't really need it, but I'm just installing it. So I'm just going to go with the default options, and there we go. So I have everything completed. Close, and now it's back to the Wireshark installation. So Wireshark now knows that it has all the necessary files that it needs to operate properly, and it's going through the installation, and hopefully it will be done very soon. So that will be your installation section of this video, part one. Installation and configuration of your uh, washer. So let's hit next, and it will say, hey, your computer must be restarted in order to complete the installation, and you pretty much have to reboot at this time. So I'm going to pause the video, reboot, and then resume again. Alright, I have just rebooted my system, and what you see here, I have the Wireshark icon. It's in here. I'm just going to double click on it. And while this is opening up, uh, the another thing that I want to do, I want to go back. Well, I don't have to go from there. I'll show it from here. So let's just start talking about this, okay? So I have expanded my Wireshark, okay? If you see that it looks very nice and clean, very clean interface, and this is a USB cap that I told you that's kind of in experimental phase. So if you choose on, let's not start capturing any traffic here, okay? So so let's talk about the interface just a little. So right now, what you are seeing over here, okay, these are uh, called the spark lines over here, okay, and with this Wireshark, okay, you can pretty much capture traffic on any of these lines. Now if you notice, only the Ethernet line, it's got some spike, okay, everything else most likely it's not connected, there's no traffic going on, so you don't see any spike in there. So what we'll do, let's just start with a very basic capture, and once we have the capture, let's talk about it. Okay, so to do the most basic capture, okay, we're just gonna click on the active line where you have a traffic. You click on it, and the double click, as soon as you do, it's actually most likely started capturing the traffic. So let's just go there. Let's try to go to uh, Google and hit enter. That's my Google. And if you see over here, all the traffic is getting captured because I went to the Google. Okay, you see all the traffic, it's showing up, and they have all kinds of different colors. Let's just go to Wireshark and hit enter. So there is my Wireshark, and what I want to do, Wireshark examples. Okay, so this is something we will show you. Wireshark example pcaps. Okay, and hopefully it will take me to the right, yeah, sample pcap. So this is another great link that I'll show you in a little bit. So we want to go there, and let's come back to our packet capture. So you see, so it's capturing the traffic, it's sensing whatever going through the NIC card, and it is capturing the traffic. Now Wireshark really capturing the traffic and is storing in a temp file. It's not actually stored. Now, to stop the traffic capture, Okay, all you need to do is come back over here and click on the stop capturing packet. So let's just do that first. So once you have that, let's just save it before it gets lost. So I'm gonna do file and then save as, and just put it on my desktop. Okay, sample capture one. Okay, that's all I got. Now the thing that I wanted to show, that it's got a lot of package. So one thing you have to make sure that you know what you're doing and how much space that you have in your computer, and kind of monitor how much space it really needs to do all the packet capturing. Now in last 2 or 3 minutes, if you look at it, it really captured the packet. Here's the bottom of the page here, this line. It says it's captured 5572 packets. Okay, and displayed 5572 packets, 100% of them. There was no drop packet. So it looks like our network flow was perfect during this packet capture. Okay, now if you go back over here, sorry, if you go back to the file, then if you do open recent, what happens, that it will tell you the what file was most recently opened, which is this file right now. So if I say get rid of my packet capture, now I have stored, so I can go to our Wireshark. Okay, search for Wireshark. So if it opens up again, okay, let's open this one. So what will happen over here, you see this was the sample capture one, it's already selected. Now if you are opening a whole bunch of files, this area may be just completely flooded with a whole bunch of files. If you want to clear this one up, you need to go to file, okay, open recent, and do the clear menu. So that will clear everything else. It will give you a, you can clear blank interface. Okay, so one thing again, so these lines are the spark lines. You can choose one of those lines to start your capture, and to open a file you just do and reset is, now we have already cleared, so we're gonna do open and go to the desktop and click the sample capture, hit open. So now I have opened the file with me. Okay, uh, so let's look at few other things. So I'm gonna close this one. Okay, did I close? I think I closed the Wireshark. Let me open it. A couple of things I want to talk about before I show you the interface with some packets. Now over here you see that here you have something called a capture. Okay, the capture, if you say like the packet that we captured just a little bit ago, it captured a whole bunch of different traffic like HTTP, TCP, DNS, ARP request, everything. If you want to say only want to say TCP port HTTP, so it's, if you apply this filter over here and then you start say a traffic right there, okay, and then go and then just browse through the internet. Okay, what is going to happen, it will only pick up, okay, only pick up the HTTP traffic. Every other type of packet will be discarded. So let's go back to our Wireshark, and right now it's not showing anything to me at the moment. So keep going and maybe go to this form, try to put some name, company name, come on, phone number, something, and then start mapping, something like that. You just do go back, and now you see that it is picking up HTTP and TCP traffic only. There is no other traffic, like no DNS, nothing like that. Okay, so what we will do, we're gonna store and stop. First of all, stop the packet capture file and save. You're gonna call this sample capture 2. Okay, and this is our TCP HTTP only. Okay, so that we know what is the difference. So what happens then, I'm going to close this one again and open up the Wireshark. So we are still talking about this captcha. So if you want to filter for certain type of traffic, even before you capture something, you should be using this. Okay, this is only going to capture a certain type of traffic. Another cool thing over here, there is some sample capture filter automatically available in the default profile. You see the profile is default here, and we'll look at the profile in a little bit. So if you click on this button right there, and here are some sample profile that is pre-configured that comes with the default profile, where you can use like no ARP. You can say, okay, I want that on the TCP traffic, on the UDP traffic, non-DNS traffic, all kinds of stuff, TCP or UDP 480 traffic. So you can choose all of that. But most likely, I recommend that you do not use that. Okay, use the apply filter. Okay, what apply filter does, it actually captures. So after you have captured everything, like you have say FTP, TCP, DNS, DHCP, ARP, all kinds of traffic, here you can apply the filter to filter out the traffic that you want to see. So you are not discarding any traffic during capture. During analysis, you're focusing on the traffic that you're interested in. So again, if you open up now, say that capture one, okay, in this one, you see I have all kinds of traffic. Say I'm interested in the DNS traffic. So over here, you just type DNS and see if it's green, that means it's good. And if you just keep put the DN, you see this bar is red, and Wireshark is helping you, telling you, hey, red means it's bad. So if I click enter, nothing is going to happen. If I put DNS, now it's green. So now Wireshark saying, hey, now you can hit enter, and I'm going to give you everything that is DNS traffic. Do you see that? So what is doing? My total number of packet is still 5522, but in this one, I got only a subset of this traffic that is only the DNS traffic. Do you see the benefit of having the filter up here when your capture is already done and then you are working with the file? Okay, now let's see what else. So another thing that you can do, once when you are capturing your traffic, you can also go and set the capture filters. Okay, so once you do that, actually go to capture and capture options. So go to capture options. This does the same thing. So again, this is probably something here. I would not use this if I want to capture anything. It's just all the same thing that we have done and looked at, right? I would not put anything here, but there are some other things that you can do in here. Okay, one thing is very important on the input. So we are still in capture options. On the input, make sure that you have the enable promiscuous mode on all interfaces. That is very important. The promiscuous mode means even though a packet is not destined for this interface, you are still not going to discard that one. You're going to read every information from the particular packet. Okay, if you go to the output mode, okay, if you want to capture to a permanent file, you can specify that in here. You can specify the output format to either pcapng, which is the default format these days, or just a pcap file. If you want to create a file automatically, say after 100,000 packets, okay, you can configure that in here as well. If you want to have compression enabled, you can do that over here as well. You can also use ring buffer if you like. Okay, for now I'm going to go with the default options, and for the input output, and there's some other options in here that are also important. If you want to stop the capture automatically, say after 20,000 packets, okay, you can set it about 200,000 packets in here. uh, Over here, resolve the MAC address. So this one is good. So it will try to resolve the MAC layer name while capturing. So it will, based on the MAC address, it will try to figure out whether it's a Cisco or it's an Apple or whoever the manufacturer of the Mac. Over here, transport names. Okay, so that is also sometimes useful. It will give the transport layer name resolution while capturing, and network names you can use it or you don't. uh, for now I'm going to keep it off, and you can hit start and it will automatically go and start capturing new traffic. So we're gonna stop because we don't really want to capture anything. I just want to show you before you capture something. This is what you can do. You can go to option, and based on your options and output and input, you can have a little bit of flexibility what you're capturing and how. All right, let's see the next thing that I wanted to talk about. Promiscuous mode I talked about, and I told you this capture mode. Okay, this one is the capture before you start the capture. So in your whole packet capture, only the filtered traffic will be there. Okay, and if you're using the current filter, this is after the post capture. So you actually have a whole packet, everything captured, and you are trying to filter out a certain ports or protocols and things like that. All right, so next thing, let's before we do too much, let's look at few things about how we can help with the Wireshark. Okay, so again, help. This is the next chapter or next section. So there are multiple different ways to get help. Let's just close and I'm going to reopen the Wireshark. I want to get to the initial page here. So if you see over here at the very bottom, it says learn. Okay, and I click on learn, it will take you to the Wireshark training. So here's a lot of information, a lot of good information, probably better than anything else I'm saying that you have, but probably a lot. So go through this one. So that's your wonderful option. You have the user's guide. You can click on it. It will open up the Wireshark's user guide in a new window. It's all web-based. You can go to what is a Wireshark. Okay, Wireshark is a network packet analyzer. A network packet analyzer presents captured packet data in as much detail as possible. Who uses this? Network administrator. They use it to network troubleshooting. Network security engineer, they use it to examine security problems. QA engineer, to verify network applications. Your developers, they use it to debug protocols. And anybody like students who wants to learn about network protocol, you can use it. And again, you can go through some features that we'll go through. And again, it's going to give you a little bit of information about what we have already seen. Different panes and open source, free of cost, things like that. One thing that I wanted to mention here, that Wireshark is not an intrusion detection system. Okay, it's not going to give you alerts and things like that. It's something that you're going to use to analyze the traffic, but it doesn't do anything to the network packets. All right, going back to our Wireshark. So the other things is the wiki and question answers mailing list. You can go through these links for help. For the help that is built into the software, you can go over here, click on help, and then click on contents. And this is the web-based one. Okay, let's go back over here one more time. Help. Go to manual pages and try the Wireshark. This is also going to do the web-based. I know there is one that takes you to our content. Let's see here. Here it's website FAQ, downloads, wiki, sample capture, check for updates. So this one really looks like 3.6 version. Everything they made it that you just have to go the to the website and go through all everything that you need to know. All right. What I'll do, I'll go open up this one. And another thing that I wanted to show you, if you click on any of this, like go to any of these, packets, and we'll talk about this one in a little bit too. So any of the packets, if you click on it, say click on the transmission control protocol, you can right click on it. There is also a wiki protocol page that is available for some of these components. I cannot promise that you have a page, but a lot of times you do have a page. For this one, you don't have anything. But for the protocols, it looks like they also don't have anything. Let me see if I have anything for their wiki protocol page. So for the internal IP, they also don't have a page. So sometimes you will see that you might be able to find some more information just right clicking on it and just going to the which one the the wiki protocol page that will have some more information. All right, so now you know how to get a little bit of help. Okay, so let's look at the panels for a little bit. Okay, we have been talking about the capture and everything, but we haven't really discussed the panel too much. So let's look at what are the panels. Now, the best way to look at the panels, I think, is go to the view option. That's this view option. So few things in here, few things that you think that are turned on. Okay, so if I turn it off, so the main toolbar, if I turn it off, okay, see something is gone. So I'll go back and turn the view option, turn it back on, and now you will notice what is back on. So if I click the main toolbar on, so these are the things that are part of the main toolbar. So this is the start capturing packets, stop packets. Some of them are grayed out and they will come alive when say start capturing packet. If it's turned on, you have the stop capturing packet that will be clickable. So if you go to the next one, which one is the file filter toolbar. So this is this one, that bar. If I take that one out, so that filter toolbar is gone. That one is pretty useful, so I want to keep that one. Status bar is actually at the very bottom. So this is the status bar, like the number of packets, things like that. So if you take that one out, so that status bar is now gone. I like the status bar as well. So I'm going to keep that one on as well. Now next three things are the packet list, packet details, and packet bytes. So packet list is this box, okay? And then the next is the packet byte. Next thing is the packet details, and then the third thing is the hexadecimal format and the bytes. This is for the packet bytes. Now if you say, if I take the packet list out, so now the list is gone. So okay, go back, turn it back on. Then if I do the same thing with the packet details, now the details of the packets are gone. Excuse me. Let's turn it back on. Go to packet bytes, turn it off, and the packet details is gone. All right, so a lot of times what I do, I take the packet bytes. A lot of times that packet byte information is a little harder to read. So if I need real estate, what I'll do, I'll go and turn that one off. But for this video, I'm going to keep it on. Okay, so the main three areas here, the top one is a packet list, then the details of every single packet, and then the packet bytes. Now what you see this over here, uh, I have 5572 packets in this particular capture that we have done, and they are all sequential. So one, two, three, four, and they are all colorized. Okay, now these colors, they actually mean something. Okay, so most likely if you go to color, like colorized packet, you can look at the coloring rules. You can review what the color means. Okay, so if that this traffic, the DNS traffic, DNS uses UDP by default for the most part, right? So this, you see this particular color. So if it this little violet type color, this is for the TCP traffic. Okay, if you have a TCP reset or abort, okay, TTL low or unexpected, okay, you have a deep red. If you have a bad TCP or HSRP state change, okay, you have really black will show up on them. Okay, so the colors, they mean something, and more you look at these packet captures, you get better at it. And over here, these color bars, they can also take you to some interesting areas where something interesting is going on, and they are colorized in a certain different way. Okay, now go back to the very top. So one thing that you would notice over here, a lot of times you have these bars and you have different kind of symbols and tick marks, all kinds of stuff will show up in here, and they mean something. Okay. First of all, if you look at this one, this looks like one end of a bracket, right? The top end. So that just tells this is the beginning of a flow for a particular packet, and this flow is continuing. Okay, and the bar, it you see the bar ends right there. Here is the other end of the packet, the bottom end, where this is all part of one track, one particular packet. And see, this is all, this bar is all solid. That means every single packet is part of that flow. Sometimes you might see something like this, like here the flow started here, but then you have the broken lines. The broken line means there are other packets that are actually mixed within uh, this packet flow. So one thing you can do, you can right click on it, click follow, and then TCP stream, and you can minimize that. That will take all the packets that are part of that particular flow, that will bring it together. So it's, you see the sequence numbers are not sequential, but all the packets that are actually part of that particular flow, that TCP stream, they will show up. Okay, so again, it's you can determine that by using the end bracket and the top brackets. Okay, now if you click on all of most of the packets, you see this tick mark right there. That is for the acknowledgement that, yeah, it's acknowledging that it's still part of the same flow. All right. Now once you did that, it actually picked up a filter for TCP stream equal to 1. I'm going to close that one to go back to the all packets view. And let's review couple packets like in this view. Where is the packet detail? So I'm just going to randomly choose, maybe say the TCP packet. Okay. So this view is going to change right now. The first line that you have, okay, this line is really a metadata about the packet that you are gonna see within the within Wireshark. You can expand any of these packets, and anytime that you see anything that is in within the third bracket, so those were actually not part of the packet. It is something Wireshark is interpreting and giving you a human readable information. Like over here, protocol in frame, ether type, IP, TCP, coloring rule, name, TCP, color. These are all part of Wireshark stuff. Okay, so the real packet, it starts with the Ethernet 2. Okay, and you should have, this is the layer 1 information, and oh sorry, layer 2 information. And what you see in here, you should have your MAC address. Okay, so this is your MAC address, a PCS computer, and then a destination MAC address. Okay, that is also in here. And how do you know their MAC address? The MAC addresses are hexadecimal. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. The first three hex values, uh, they are part of the manufacturer. So that's how our Wireshark is trying to interpret the name of the manufacturer. Okay. You can click on the destination address and get some more information. Click on the PC, and over here again it's giving you the MAC address in detail, and it's telling you it's a globally unique address factory default. Okay, so that is your layer 2. So you go to layer 3, that is the IP protocol. So it's telling you it's using the IPv4, and it's also going to list a lot of information, but some of the important information would be your source and the destination. Okay, so you see that. uh, then from here, if you want to look at some interesting things in here, time to leave, protocol, so you can like really look at every single bit of the information in that packet. Now the next layer is the transmission control protocol. So you are seeing that this protocol, it sometimes will also tell you the port number, and might even have some data. Okay, so over here you have source port, destination port. So from the computer open up 49781 and it tried to go to port 443, which is HTTPS, and you have all kinds of information in here. Okay, and the bottom part is really the hex value. And when we maybe in the next video when we go there, we'll work on it a little bit more. For this video, I'm just not going to talk about this one in too much details, but it gives you all the information that you see over here in byte format. Okay. Let's see if we want to talk about anything else in this one. I think that's pretty much a lot that I wanted to cover in this particular introductory video. So let me recap just a little. So let me go back to Notepad one more time. So what we have done, we have installed Wireshark, okay, and then we looked at the capture filters, okay. So again, capture filters where if I close this one, bring up Wireshark. Okay, the capture filters were here, right there. So this is your capture filter. Okay, I recommend that you don't use it. You capture everything and then use the apply filter. So we learned about capture filters and apply filter. We looked at the interface. Okay, and the primary interfaces that we looked at, they're here: packet list, packet details, and packet bytes. Packet list, packet details, and packet bytes. We learned a little bit about your sequence and the list and how things how to even how to open a file, how to clear this. Let's just open this one more time. And we also looked at some of these symbols and what they mean. Like this symbol I haven't explained. If you see that arrow going one way and another, a lot of times it is a request and the response, and it happens with the DNS. Okay, if there is any ICMP traffic, well, we may not have any in this particular capture. You might also see this kind of arrows. So we kind of went over what that means. We learned about following traffic or TCP traffic. Okay, so if you want to interested in some flow, you can click on it and do uh, follow. Okay, and then if it's based on whether it's TCP or UDP, you can click on that and it will give you what is going on in great detail in here as well. And it will also show you and pick up those packages that are part of this flow. Okay, so here looks like from my local machine, I went to the DNS server and the server responded with some information in here. Okay, so that happens every single time you try to go to a new website and your local cache doesn't know, right? So we learned about those. We looked at our capture options and what you can do, especially input, output, and options, and name resolution if you want it. So let's put it there as well. So we learned about, so that was four. Fifth, we learned about capture options. And that's about it. We didn't do too much, and we learned about capturing traffic. So capturing network flow. So that is also we learned in our video. So the next video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get into more details, and I'll help you relate how to colorize those different things, how to create your own profile instead of using the default profile, or there are a whole bunch profile that comes in, how to change that, and we'll try to bring in the OSI model and the concepts and help you relate those concepts back to the Cisco packet tracer, and hopefully we'll work with some really nice packet capture from the site that I told you. There is the sample captures. It will take you to the sample capture site. This one has all kinds of captures. We'll take a look at many different type of protocols and learn a lot about networking. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and well, let me know if you are interested so I can really, feel excited about doing more videos on Wireshark. Thank you for watching.